Okay, now that we've transferred our awesome little guy here into Procreate, I want to show you guys the importance of layers in Procreate. So when I see this guy here, I see a couple of different things going on. I see a paint pattern, I see a laser cut file, I see, the various a woodcut file with the mittens and the cotton candy. So we are actually going to make a couple of different files with this, because I do think that it is important that we try to maximize our designs. And if we have a design like this that is actually, I mean, this guy right here is about 4 feet tall. So if we have a large design like this that we could actually create into multiple streams of revenue, hey, why not, right? Why not? So let me switch over here because I want you guys to see something real quick, okay? There is, oops, let me go back here in dark and make that smaller. This button right here, okay? Right there, you see that is a double line button right there. Click that, and these are layers, okay? So we have right here, this is layer 1. I always have white as a background layer. So layer number 1, we're gonna swipe the layer. You can swipe the layer and you can duplicate it if you want to. We actually don't need to. We're just gonna go ahead and hit the plus button that's right next to it. So you can see the plus button right there. And we're gonna create a new layer. Now this layer, let me just draw on it, you see? So you're like, oh my God, no, don't do that. But look what happens. When I click this button again, let me make that smaller here. When I click this button and I remove the back layer, shut up. See that? Pretty cool, huh? So don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I can actually just go here and erase all this very, very, very quickly and just kind of clean him up. Sometimes if it doesn't, sometimes the little eraser gets like kind of like eraser happy. You can just go over here and you can just kind of go backwards and it will actually get rid of, maybe get rid of all of them for you. That one there just doesn't want to go away, does it? So what we'll go here is we'll go this layer, we'll hit swipe, and we'll hit delete, okay? And I don't know why this here will not go away, which is like killing me, smalls here, killing me. There we go. That's kind of that'll work. Won't even know it's there. All right, let's go back to black. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and create a layer, a blank layer. Now this layer is going to be a layer for a cut file, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and create this layer. And the pen that I'm using for this is I'm using Syrup. That's usually my favorite one to go to. It's already kind of auto set. And so basically, we're just gonna like start tracing. The first couple of times you do this, I actually don't like that. Let's go back. I'm gonna make my brush just a tad bit smaller. Oh, no, that's too small. Yeah, that looks better. The first couple of times you do this, I'm very shaky, you all, and I'm also a perfectionist. This is why I don't paint. It's just like taking a Sharpie marker and again, when you see him move like that, you don't need this to be perfect, and I'll show you why when we get ready to do a little bit of a cleanup. I just kind of took the eraser file to that because I didn't like what I did there. Okay. Alrighty. Eraser file. You're back to the eraser. Kind of clean that up a little bit. Back to the brush. Perfect. All right, now let's see what it looks like when we get rid of, we're going to get rid of the painted layer in the background, and we can kind of see what we have if it's ready for a cut file. Alrighty. I'm going to remove the background. All right, so right there would be your cut file that you would run either on a CNC or a laser. Now, if you're going to run this on a CNC or laser, it needs to be an SVG file. You actually have to transfer this over and convert it in Canva into an SVG. Inside Procreate, we can just do it as a PNG file, which would be the most ideal file. So when I see this, I see a few areas that I need to clean up right here. That's looking a little messy right there. And this over here, I don't know what I did there. Apparently I was drinking when I did that because that's pretty messy up there. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of do this here like that. Have a better transition. Back to the brush. Alrighty. Another drunk spot. Okay, I think that is pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. So when you're happy with it, you're gonna name the file. Okay, so we're gonna click the layer and we're going to rename this file. And this file is going to be, we're just going to put cut file. All right, so we're our cut file there. We can name this one here too, and we can name this one here as original. Okay, that'll help us. So if we go to the cut file, and we go to our little toolbox. As soon as we're done with our cut file, we're gonna go ahead and click PNG, and it says exporting. Now watch this. You're gonna scroll here. Y'all gonna hit Canva. Bam, right there inside of Canva, it's gonna be ready and waiting for you to go over there. And it's like so amazing. So actually here, just a second. Give me just a minute and I'll get on my desktop here. Let me see if I can get my desktop to connect real quick. Let me pop up my desktop real quick for you guys, and you can actually see what it looks like here. Uploads. And create design. Okay, perfect. Okay, now look, I'm gonna go over to my desktop. What? Shut up. Crazy, right? You're gonna rename it up here. Cut file. Download. SVG. all right? Especially if you're sending it to a Glowforge or whatever, laser, CNC, Glowforge, whatever it is they do. All right, let's go on back to our file because we got another one to do, all right? We're not done yet. We're gonna go ahead and create another layer, but this time we wanna duplicate this layer, right? So actually, you know what? We'll wait on that one. We're gonna create a brand new file, a brand new layer, and we're gonna rename this one. And this one is gonna be called mittens. We're just gonna do the mittens on this one. Mittens cut, right? Because we're making a mittens cut file. We want to get rid of that one and we want to add the original. Perfect. And we go over to our marker here. And we are going to create a cut file for, oh Lordy, I'm so shaky. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna make my brush just a tad bit bigger too. I think that will help me up a little bit. Your brush and your magic pencil is very much like a paintbrush. The harder you push, the thicker the lines. The lighter you are, the thinner the line. Boy, that's shaky. Let's try this side first. Now it helps to have, let me switch over so you all can see. It helps to have it on a flat surface. So you can kind of see, I just kind of like move my iPad around. That. Perfect. All right, so there's our mittens. I'm gonna get rid of the original layer file. And there's our mittens, right? I can go ahead and go into our gallery, or actually in our little tool. We're gonna go ahead and send that as a PNG. We're gonna export that. I'm gonna send that off to Canva. Okay, and then when you're in Canva, and go over to Canva, and there it is, like clockwork. I'm telling you, it's like clockwork. So beautiful, right? All right, let's go back into Procreate. And now we are going to make a cut file on this one here on our cotton, like the cotton candy, okay? Cotton candy, okay? Now when I'm making, when I was making these, when you get ready to make your pattern for painting, you're gonna make two patterns, one with script and one without the script, all right? Now Terry is a beautiful hand artist when it comes to handwriting. I am not, and so it is really a struggle for me. So if you are a beautiful handwriter, it will be very easy for you. Okay. And then if you look here, get rid of the original. There's the cotton candy. Isn't that cool? All right. So let's go ahead and I want to go on over back to the cut file. And I think what I'm going to do is make a copy of the cut file. So the way that I make a copy of the cut file, and I move the screen over, is where it says cut file. I want a copy of this so I don't have to retrace it again. I'm going to slide, I'm going to hit duplicate. Okay? And I'm going to rename this one pattern. Actually, we'll do paint pattern. Okay? Paint pattern. Alrighty, we're going to add the back end here. And now we're going to make a pattern for paint. Our little guy was 3D, so his mittens were a separate piece. So we want to make sure that we make it look like they were part of. And have I been drinking? My goodness. Okay. Now what I think I want to do, oh no. Okay, let me see if I can get this. I gotta see if I can get my iPad back up here. Sorry, I accidentally disconnected my iPad. Give me just a second here. Why did I do that? Gotta love it, filming, and let me just disconnect my iPad. That's awesome. Give me just a second here, y'all. Give it just a second. There it goes. I hit the wrong button and it disconnected the filming of it. Here we go. Let's get it back up. And there we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So what I think I want to do is right here, this mitten, it kind of needs to blend because this is for a paint file. So because this is like 3D, it needs to kind of like flow into the design. Like that. Okay, does that make sense? Notice this too over here. I didn't like this here at all. Okay. I think too, this transition right here should be a little bit more fluid. because it should kind of just be like one line. There we go. Better there. Yeah, that looks better. Cool beans. All right, let's work on the hat. You can kind of add these like little guides, and if you want, you don't have to add these guides. I had actually went to Terry and I said, Terry, would you want to give them, do you give them the lines in your patterns? You would think her business coach would know that. And she said, yes, I do. So I wanted to make sure that there are lines so that they can kind of get an idea if they're following along in a pattern. Now, if you're going to have this printed on a Glowforge with the lines, I'm not sure I would recommend having these lines printed, so you can just make a different layer for that. Again, it's just kind of a personal choice, what you would want. I noticed too, this over here is a little bit. Oh, I know, because that's on another layer. That's why. Okay. So if you kind of want to see what it looks like, you can get rid of that. And then I can tidy up these lines here in a few. Now, I'm not sure I'm loving that. Let me get rid of that there. Yeah, I don't love that. I still don't like that. So if you're anything like me, just know that it's like totally normal to like question your every ability. I think from here I'll just kind of, I just don't love that at all. Let me put the layer back on and kind of see, because I do think that it's important that if you're making a paint pattern that they have these guides. I know I would want them, and I'm not a painter, you know? It doesn't have to be exact, but you know, you get it. Let's get cotton candy cleaned up here. Okay. All right, y'all, I think that is pretty good. Let's see what we have here. Oh, yes, I love that. Okay, so this would be one without the writing. So you would go ahead and send this off as a PNG. You would send that off to PNG to Canva, and then you would create another layer. You gotta love this, right? We're gonna create another layer. And let's swipe this. I'm gonna duplicate this, and we're gonna rename this paint pattern. Paint pattern, and then script. Okay. And then here you would do the thing. Now, when you go to do this one, you do writing, you're probably gonna have to do kind of test it out a little bit. Yeah, I like that one. Oh, nope. 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 Okay. All right, so that looks good. I'm done. Okay. And tell you it would probably be easier to just write this out rather than trace it. And we're gonna do now this one here, what I would recommend with this one is to do light strokes first and then fill in the darker spots. Or I should say the thicker spots. Now when I remove the layer, it's gonna look like holy hell in a handbasket, but oh, that's terrible. But actually Cotton in Studio is fine. It's really just candy that you're gonna kind of work on, and can work on that and make my brush a tad bit bigger for these spots here. And I'm gonna use my eraser tool. Much easier to erase here than it would be, right? you're done with your creating your digital patterns, you can get them loaded up into Etsy, into your Shopify accounts, and you can actually sell these patterns. On there you can see what they're currently going for, and those of you who are more experienced painters, I know you're sitting on a lot of patterns. I'd also like to see everything you create becomes a pattern, and that's pretty much what Terry had done, and she's sitting on close to, I don't know, 900 patterns. It adds up over time, so you can see here that this is like a little bit messy. Only painting was that easy. You could just take in a little magic eraser, right? And just kind of go around. That would be super fun. You can actually just kind of create little lines like that. So if you want to just kind of fill in like that, just like get rid of that. If you've got a bunch of things you want to turn into patterns, I would definitely recommend hiring a VA or maybe a college student that can take your images and turn them into patterns, especially if you're sitting on a lot of them. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. It's decent enough for you guys get the point, right? All right, and then here we go. You can see down here we have our little bit of lines down here. Remember that I was working on down here. Kind of give them guides. I think that looks pretty good. I don't know about y'all, but I'd buy it. Oh, it went to white, that's why. I don't know why. Alright, there we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And there's the original back there, obviously. And I think he's looking pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and take him in this picture right here. And we're going to go ahead and share him as a PNG file. And off over to Canva once again, just like that. Create design. And then let me show you guys over here. Ah, it's like butter, baby, I'm telling you. Yay, he is ready to go. all ready to go. Although I see a spot that I don't like. That's so funny. Look right here, y'all. Let me go back to Procreate. Isn't that funny? I didn't even see that in here. Oh, that transition is awful right here. Look, you guys, I need a better transition right here. You see that? He was kind of missing a little something there. Must be in another layer. Oh, cancel. Cancel. Let's see, I want to go to... Definitely want to get a little bit of a... Let's kind of take it here and... Just when you thought we were done, right? Sometimes you got to see things in a bigger screen to go, oh, that doesn't look right. Okay. That's too big. Yay, that looks much better. All right, cool beans. That looks way better. Let me see this original. Need that there. Yeah, that looks way better. There we go. And then we're gonna add the script on there. Yeah, that looks better. I like that. Yeah, looks good. Perfect. All right. So anyways, you guys can see how on the screen here, immediately I could see that this was kind of unfinished. Sometimes you got to get it in a bigger screen in order to see it. It takes some practice, y'all. But it's really cool, the syncing between the two devices. I mean, right now I'm using my iPad. I'm using my iPhone right here. I'm using my iMac right here. Yeah, we are an Apple household. But when you are in the design world and you are in the art world, it is a necessity to have devices that all work together. So anyways, y'all, I'm not saying go and spend thousands of dollars on equipment by any means, but definitely these patterns, y'all, are life-changing. These are passive streams of revenue. These can be reoccurring streams of revenue. You can sell patterns on Etsy and Shopify and create memberships and cut files, and the world is endless on this. Paint it once, sell it many.